for another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. A little bit too quick of that go live button there. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and Game Source. We truly appreciate everyone out there listening to all of our shows. And if you can, please give us a 5-star review coming at you at 5D. How about 5D?
What's the fifth? Wait, what's the fifth dimension?
I'm trying to get it at you right now, going through the screen here. But if you can like, subscribe, follow, or do anything that you can to support us right here at the Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, Game Source, Lakerholics.com, and of course, our good friends at the Hoopheads Podcast Network. It is sincerely appreciated. Well, nothing seems to come easy lately for the Lakers, and even a day where Charlotte has played back-to-back, and the Lakers should be motivated after a terrible, terrible game in Portland. You would think it would have been a much easier time, and for a time, it did look like it was going to be just that in the fourth quarter. After falling down in the third quarter by as many as, I think, 10 points at one time, the Lakers did storm back behind the great shooting of Carmelo Anthony and had a excellent 25-9 way a 5-minute run in the latter part of the third quarter to close out the quarter strong and give the Lakers a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter, including a miraculous half-court 3-point shot by Malik Monk, which was truly sensational.
Yeah.
And the way Carmelo Anthony fed him the ball absolutely was a great play indeed. And then the Lakers extended that to a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, but lo and behold, the composure of this supposedly experienced team was just incredible as the Lakers did everything they could to try and get Charlotte back in the game with an ejection and a flagrant foul by Rajon Rondo, and later on, a delay of game technical plus 2 technicals back-to-back by Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook, culminating in 5 straight free throws from LaMelo Ball, brought the team back into the game with the Lakers, and it was really a close-knit battle after that. Right. And then some poor decision-making as far as who would get the ball in the last 2 minutes. Not the guy who's been hitting from 3, not your superstar Anthony Davis, but everybody else seemed to be taking a shot. The ball was not moving, and when it was going to the wrong individual. And it looked like for all the wrong reasons that the Lakers would snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. But lo and behold, the Lakers, in overtime, they managed to go ahead and take it to overtime. And in overtime, they did come out ahead. And they played some good heady ball then. So better late than never as the Lakers win out in overtime, squeak it out 126-123 in a game that they should have much easier time of it against Charlotte. But here today to talk about the game, it's not Laker Tom, but another member of the Lakerholics.com organization. You got to go ahead and check out what he's doing today with his 5 Things articles at Lakerholics.com. It is Admiral Akbar himself, Mr. Jamie Sweet. And Jamie, again, you have, quite frankly, 4 of the top 75 players of all time still on that team outside LeBron James. Okay, yep. If you want to argue Dwight Howard, yes or no, whatever. I want to ask you this. I mean, the way that this team still finds ways to keep other teams in the game is truly baffling.
You know, it is, but there's so much. There's not. I mean, without LeBron, that's going to happen first off. But when you pointed out it's a veteran team. Like this team seems to lose its composure fairly regularly.
There's so much great to talk about. I mean,
right.
Carmelo just did an outstanding job. 7 from 10 for 3, right. 29 points. Right. Anthony Davis had 32 points, 12 rebounds, 5 block shots.
Like in a power game.
Yes, Russell Westbrook, despite the fact he had 7 turnovers, which was once again a pain, but
14 assists
at the wrong time.
But 14 assists.
Yeah, still had a triple-double, 17, 14, and 12. I mean, right. I know that at times Austin Reeves played very heady defense.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know.
He's a rookie. He's going to take some rookie lumps, even if fans don't want to. just move on from those, and you'll
But
be a
in
happier human.
in the final couple of minutes, he took more shots than Carmelo, which was truly very hard to take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was probably him listening to the coaches yell at him over and over in practice, like, and when you have an open shot, take it. But at some point,
the ball just wasn't getting.
Yeah, you keep it moving, or drive it into the paint. Don't shoot.
But it wasn't getting to AD or
Carmelo, who was on fire. Well, I'm pretty sure Charlotte did as much as they could to.
Well, they played
make
a funky
shot,
zone
so,
at the very end of the game, and that really befuddled the Lakers.
Yeah, so I think that one of the things that's interesting about this win is we had a 2-to-1 assist ratio in our offense. So I do feel like, for as much as the ball isn't zipping around, and the fact that Russ had 7 turnovers, that meant that pretty much the rest of the team basically took care of the ball. Dwight was responsible for 3 of the other turnovers, and that's
AD had 4.
And AD had 4, and those are probably
those you can live with.
Those you can live with. Those are paint defenders. They're going to pick up fouls. Like, that's fine, as long as it's not 5 and 5, or Dwight fouls out, or gets thrown out, because Rondo's good for 1 throw out a game. I almost just I had a teacher in my theater class who inevitably during a production people would show up and not really be motivated and just kind of be going through the motions. And that would be when he would throw a chair. And so I feel like when Rondo gets kicked out, sometimes it's to throw a chair. I'm not saying that that's what happened this time, but that, I don't know. It is a mystifying way for what is supposedly a veteran team to behave this early in the season, just constantly allowing the refs to throw them off their game, it would seem. And to their own detriment, maybe some of those calls should go the other way. It'll even out by the end of the season. Just you gotta try to play through it. And I feel like this team has not done a very good job of playing through it yet. But part of that is certainly due to their struggles, and that's due to the fact that this team has barely played together. And that's just a hard thing for any team to overcome. Especially in the West.
Yeah, it's really a tough watch right now, though. I mean, their transition defense, especially in the first half, was absolutely horrid.
It's non-existent.
No, but Charlotte is like the Lakers, a team that's very dependent on transition.
Yes, focused on getting that on the break.
And Felix is here in the chat, and he says, if we can't play defense, then just outscore the other team. I mean, that's what we had to do ultimately. But in that fourth quarter, losing their composure cost them at least 7-8 points.
And is the Laker formula for victory really, well, Carmelo, you better go off. Like,
because you better shoot 70%.
You better shoot right. You better shoot right. You better be hot, Carmelo, because otherwise, who else is scoring consistently?
I think he was AD, mad that he was under 50% from 3 and decided he needed to get himself back over the 50%. Yes.
I shall finish this season.
He was at 49.2, just to let you know, coming to the game. And of course, the 70% kind of kicked him back over.
That's going to be like 50.3 or something like that.
He shoots very well at the Staples Center, which is actually good news.
His jump shot is awesome to watch. I love watching Carmelo Anthony play. It's a lot of fun to watch him shoot the ball. The defensive side has its pros and cons, but that's this team. This team is, we were talking about it in preseason, talking about it during camp. Now we're talking about it during the regular season. This team is not built to defend well.
No.
I don't even think when healthy, to be honest. I know that when
healthy, it still has lots of issues defensively.
Just in terms of it's a young man sport. Like, you can't have all aged defenders. Like, it's not like a Kurosawa movie. The 5 aged samurais may not hold the fort. Like, we got to have some guys and that's why I'm hopeful when Nunn comes back, maybe THT, one of those guys can maybe, along with Avery Bradley and a lot less Rondo, give us some options, odd looking options. Maybe we go a little smaller than we normally tend to do and play all 3 guards, Westbrook, Nunn, and Bradley, in order to have some, speed and skill on the perimeter in terms of defense. But I don't know. There's just so much imbalance on this team. And there's so many guys who I feel like you can only play on one end of the court reliably. And that's just an impossible situation to coach through. You don't have enough timeouts. It's not like hockey. You can't just rotate the line, when when you're running back and forth. So it's going to be interesting. When you said there before we started that there's been no definitive victories for this team, I would completely agree with that, and I would even say that there have been a few defining losses in terms of the tendency to give up big leads to inexperienced and younger teams. It's certainly a pattern that has defined the season so far. Um, People are going to look at the Houston game and be like, oh, look how great we defended against Houston in that one game. But then they turned right around and ran the score up on us and almost beat us in that game. So, this team has to figure out a way to if it's going to rely on experience, the experience has to figure out a way to stop the ball in transition, to slow the game down when it needs to be slowed down, and get the ball out of the guy who's hitting shots' hands. And the number one thing, to be honest, is to defend without fouling. This team has given up an ungodly amount of free throws early in the season. Tonight was an outlier for us. We got to the line fairly frequently as a team tonight.
Miraculously, we outshot them at the free throw line.
That's what I'm saying.
20. Even with the gift free throws that they got from several technicals and flagrants, we outshot them at the free throw line.
It just brought it up to almost even for once. It's like I think the second or maybe third time it's happened this season. It's not happened a lot. We normally shoot under 20 free throws per game, and it's astounding to me considering that we're such a drive the ball into the paint team. It seems incredible that that's the way it is, but so far.
But I'll ask you this, my friend. Again, It comes to me about a lack of composure. And these things where the Lakers, even when they have prosperity, again, going up 14, things are looking really good. Carmelo's hitting from the outside. They get away from that late in the game. Even AD, who's got 30 points for you, and you just 2 minutes left. I see Avery Bradley doing a drive. I see Austin Reeves taking, I think, 2 shots.
Yeah.
I just Russell Westbrook making a mistake after mistake. It's something where I think the decision making needs to go ahead and say, hey, you've got AD out on the floor. He's your best player. You've got Carmelo out on the floor. He's your best shooter. You got to get the ball and live and die with them.
One way or the other. Yeah, I mean, I have never been a big fan of the Frank Vogel offense, whatever you want to call it. It seems to be let the players.
Well, I don't think it's just the Frank Vogel offense. I think it's the decision making by who has the ball, and unfortunately, right now it's Russell Westbrook.
It's Russ, but it's also Avery and Austin taking those shots and not moving the ball or driving the ball into the being a little bit smarter with the ball, even when they you don't have to shoot it. You can make a different kind of a basketball play. You can collapse the defense. Take the ball back to the basket, even with your dribble going. There's a lot you can try to do. So. I don't know, man. I hear you on the lack of polish on our late game offense, and I think that will probably be an issue until LeBron comes back, because LeBron has a way of making different types of plays that Russ makes. They both kind of turn the ball over the same amount. LeBron, I think, is a better scorer overall, and Russ maybe, I think in theory has better vision, but that LeBron, because of his size and height and equal passing skill, is able to complete more passes than Russ is maybe frankly just a little too small to make. The pass it has no hope. So those are the passes I wish he would cut down on. But the guy plays the game at fifth speed, and it's going to be on this is the problem, is that you've got a guy who plays at fifth speed surrounded by veteran minimum guys over 33, most of whom only do one thing or the other, well, and you hope that Carmelo Anthony goes off.
And that seems to be the problem right now.
That is the Laker offense right now. Is like you hope that the other guys do enough, and that Carmelo Anthony goes up. That's Laker basketball right now.
And that's concerning that so much pressure is put on Carmelo Anthony because coming
and
off
for
the bench,
80 to score between 25 and 30 points efficiently.
Yeah.
If those two things don't happen, this team is not winning. So
I mean, you got it tonight from Anthony Davis. Really solid game. 32 and 12, 5 block shots, 13 to 25 from the field goal line. He's not shooting threes at all. I mean, he's been terrible this year at threes. But outside of that,
and last,
and last, and it's just really something since the bubble. He's not been strong at all shooting threes. But again, you can't argue with 13 out of 25. Carmelo Anthony, 9 of 13, 7 of 10 from 3. I mean, these are the type of performances that should be rewarded with a victory. It's just that, like you said, it's everybody else that's not giving you any type of consistency, and that's something to be of concern of. But again, there are brief flashes that we need to talk about, because Laker Tom, if he were here, would probably say, "Gerald, you guys are half glass empty there." So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's positive before we head on.
Chock full of reality. It's
exactly before we head on out. Yes, before we head on out and talk about what you're working on at 5 things, and that is some of the positive things going on. Malik Monk giving you 10 points in 17 minutes. Wayne Ellington 2 for 3 from 3-point lane. That's his area. That's his area of expertise. Defensively, he's still a liability, but if you can keep him out of the floor, have him hit a couple threes like that. There you go. Austin Reeves. You're hoping he can find the stroke at some point in time, but his defense, even though it's not great, it's still better than probably anyone out there on the perimeter at this time. So, you know what? Right now, it's going to be, because you see him matched up against all the big name players. So it seems like he's their go-to guy right now on the defensive end, but you're finding some type of positivity right now, because DeAndre Jordan, he only can give you so much, 10 points, 8 rebounds, but all of it was in the first quarter, basically, playing 11 minutes only. Right. But Kent Bazemore has given you nothing as of late. In fact, he gave you a big donut today in only 14 minutes. He got an early a pull from the game because he just wasn't being effective at all. Yeah. Avery Bradley, I think you're getting what you're going to get out of him. I don't think he's the defensive stalwart he once was. Even his last turn around in Lakerland, and
same as Dwight.
Yeah, this is not that. These are not the 2019-2020 Lakers that you saw as far as Dwight Howard and Avery Bradley are concerned. But Dwight Howard, okay today, 4 points and 9 rebounds. I mean, the bench has played in their wins. Their bench has been a key to their victory, and it's not just Carmelo, but the entire bench has had a role in it. So what can we do to keep going as far as that type of effectiveness coming off the bench?
I mean, you just got to give them chances to succeed. First of all, if they don't play, they won't get a shot. But, I still think that there are problematic lineups that we trot out there. Like, you can't play DeAndre, Rondo, Wayne, or Carmelo, or Malik Monk in any greater combination of just 2 of them, right? Like, any 2 of them is like essentially okay. Malik Monk and Rondo is kind of death, because then the ball is just entering the paint at will. But there's so many guys on this team that are, just kind of defensive liabilities. And I will say this, to Carmelo's credit, I feel like he's like treading water, right? He's not neither too negative or too positive. He's like holding the fort, and I'm cool with that. But like, Malik Monk is a problem on defense. DeAndre Jordan is a huge problem on defense. Rondo is a huge problem on defense. And so if anytime those 2 guys are playing with it just gets bad quickly. And it's easy to think like, well, that was only 2 years ago, but that's 2 years of NBA action, which is a lot of wear and tear on the body. So I don't know. It's a concern, and as soon as we can get THT and Nunn back, and and hopefully LeBron back. But I'm thinking LeBron might be out till about Christmas or so, if not after Christmas, and just hit it hard in January, hopefully. But the main thing is, AD has to play like this every night. There's no. This has to be the baseline. If it's much below this team has absolutely no chance to win 80 to 70% of the NBA basketball games that are coming its way. We've gone through our soft part of the schedule just about, and are about to face a much tougher portion of the schedule. One thing I will say is this team under, the Lakers under Frank Vogel traditionally perform better, or like surprisingly well, I should say, on the road. So perhaps that will hold true this season as well, because we have not dominated at Staples by any stretch of the imagination. So, we'll see. This is how we come out of December is going to be, if we're, 10th, 11th in the West, it's going to be a tough road to get up into a top 6 seed from there. And then you're just kind of hoping to avoid the play-in, which is an astounding thing to consider when you gaze upon the assembled talent on the roster. That if that is the best that this team can achieve in the West, which is not the truth yet. It's just one potentiality out of many, but the fact that it's a potentiality, I think, is what's most concerning.
Well, before we head on out, my friend, it's been great having you here. Once again, it's Admiral Akbar, Jamie Sweet of Lakerholics.com. What you got planned for us at Lakerholics.com? I know your latest 5 things covered the debacle in Portland.
Barely.
I know Laker Tom has been very happy that you've been throwing away your first drafts and your rough drafts, and you've been putting up something a little bit softer and kinder towards the Lakers, even though that kind of makes me angry that you may not be telling the entire 100% reality that there is.
It's just
praise them when they need to be praised, but make sure you're
yes.
give them a observant, critical eye when they need it.
Nobody's more of a armchair finger whacker than myself. Although
I'm close.
Well, I mean, it's fun, right?
Yes.
But
I need to get Laker Tom up in arms.
Yeah. Well, and I think that there is. It's not that I think any of us doubt that the Lakers will put this together better at some point in the future, especially if health, starts to swing our way a little bit. But, let's just assume for a second that this team gets healthy by the end of December and is at 500. If they can play, a couple 2 months period of basketball as a healthy unit, I think they'll be able to figure it out better than we've seen up to this point. It's just, what will it look like then? Will it be 500, or will it be, a 45, 48, 40%, just because of things that just didn't go your way in a game, because it's the regular season and that happens. And this team, has to play such a specific set of guys has to play so well every night, which is true of any team, but it just seems to be magnified on this. And they're all just much older than you normally would expect to have to count on a guy to do that. So while it will be a complimentary 5 things tomorrow, there are just a lot of concerns on my end regarding the overall age of the roster.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to go ahead and check out the great work that he does, please do so today. And you can share your thoughts and comments on what's going on with the Lakers there at Lakerholics.com. Don't forget Laker Tom's latest articles as well. Plus, there's a lot of great things going on with the interaction that Jamie and whole gang of Lakerholics.com fans have at Lakerholics.com. So be part of the conversation today at Lakerholics.com. And it's so funny. I just got the note in from Laker Tom. Both you and I did. Laker Tom is alive. He did switch internet. I think that's what happened because the internet switched on him. So he got blanked out, he says, with 7 minutes to go. He thought it was an alien attack or a foreign invasion. That's our beloved Laker Tom.
Red Dawn in Marin County.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He meant the internet was knocked out. He thought it froze the country. So, you know what?
As
Laker
long as,
Tom, he's always prepared for something like that. So, you know
listen,
what? Wishing you all the best, Laker Tom. I know you're going to hear this on your hike, so
yes,
wishing you all the best indeed.
always,
But
always,
yes,
always.
yeah,
We
stay
want
safe, my
we
friend. Watch
want
out
you
for
to
those.
live. We want
Yes,
you to live.
you live, man.
As long as it's not
Wolverines,
as a
Wolverines.
Wolverines. No, as long as it's not like that South Park episode where everybody has to come out west to find the internet because the giant router that powers America needs to be unplugged and plugged back
This is
in.
true,
So
yeah,
that's one of
absolutely.
the classic episode.
Oh, Laker Tom. Oh, we got nothing but love for you, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Wolverines.
And you got to win. You got to win on your blackout.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, no matter how excruciating it was, maybe it's glad he got it conked out with 7 minutes to go because I don't think he would have liked the last 7 minutes of it. Would have liked the ending, but yes.
Yeah, he probably saw all the best parts of the game and be like, you guys are crazy. That game was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Because around 7 minutes ago, they
Right.
were up by 14.
Right.
But I digress. But Jamie, it's been great to have you here. I know we'll have Laker Tom back later in the week. I know Joe Sorrell wants to come on Wednesday after the game. So we'll see what Joe Sorrell from LakersBall.com has to say about the Lakers and everything going on there after the game against Miami. I know that Laker Tom was a little bit pessimistic about Miami, but they have struggled as of late. So, the Lakers may have a chance on Wednesday. I was kind of a little, for once, I was a little bit more positive on the Lakers beating Miami. So
they got a few days to
2 days. So
2 days to prep. So that usually bodes well for they usually get a film session. This team does well with film sessions, I feel like.
Yeah, but they also play better when they're a little bit more composed. But stop giving up those 5-point plays.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
But I'll tell you what, Jamie, great to have you here, my friend. We got to do a late night Lakers session here. Although actually we're kind of doing it right now. But
yeah, we kind of ended up doing a late one.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you got to come back on this week, talk more about the Lakers. In fact, are you available on Friday after the game on Friday?
I probably will be. I can probably make that happen.
Okay, sounds good. Even we'll have Mr. Laker Tom if he's come out of his bunker from the alien invasion.
He might have liked it. He might have been like, "Oh, look how quiet society used to be."
Okay.
No,
fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to challenge Laker Tom because he's probably got something very prepared. And, I don't want
Listen, positive
Tom,
sign.
friend. I'm a friend.
Positive signs in the game. 2-to-1 assist ratio for the team.
End up with right through my
no,
right there.
Certainly
I'm sorry, Gerald. I'm sorry. I thought you were alien.
Certainly. What is he, like Mel Gibson in Signs? Is that what's going on? Lives in a giant crop field.
I see strange things. Yes, or cut into the grass. All those alien.
Although I liked Joaquin Phoenix in a tinfoil hat. That was a pretty classic.
That was amazing. Yes, amazing. Wolverines. But I'll tell you what, Jamie, it was a heart-wrenching game.
Heart-wrenching victory.
Yes, we'll take it. As a win is a win here at the Lakers Fast Break, as they did win 126 to 123. Excellent performances around from Carmelo Anthony and Anthony Davis to spur the game to spur the Lakers to victory. If you have any questions for us, at Lakers Fast Break on Twitter, LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com. Send your comments in on the Lakers. We'd love to hear them on the show. We do appreciate the uptick in listens lately. We do appreciate everybody going ahead and download. And if you have a friend that loves the Lakers, go ahead and have them give us a listen wherever you get your podcasts. So that's the Lakers Fast Break. And, of course, our good friends at Lakerholics.com. Just got to go there for the banter between Jamie and Laker Tom. That makes it all worthwhile.
We know
no comment?
We have fun. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I like it. Michael H is on fire these days. KB24 is on fire these days. There's a lot of people got some interesting takes on what's going on, and
that's for sure.
There's a lot of people who have watched a lot of basketball over there, and it's nice to go back and forth and hear what they have to say. And El Rob, another one.
Got nothing but love for El Rob. El Rob,
yeah, exactly.
Hope you can get back on here as soon as possible.
Mongo Slade. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's there's very vibrant discussion, so feel free to pop on by.
Lakerholics.com. All right, my friend. Once again, the Lakers squeak it out in overtime, 126 to 123, and we'll be back on Wednesday after the Miami game just looking forward to hopefully a good victory for the Lakers. Can we make it 2 in a row? We'll find out on Wednesday right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.